and all my doubts and demons on their way. Every endeavor I have made ever is coming into play, is here and now today.
Hey folks, yes, and this is the moment for you. I'm Coach Raja, and I appreciate all of you. Welcome to the show, the Unbox Me Today Show, where we help to unbox your lives. So you got to ring the victory bell for being here and being so amazing, courtesy of Victory Mindset Academy. And let me tell you all about my next amazing guest. So her name is Sue Schuster. Yes, she sounds like she's from the series Glee. She married Will Schuster, but it's not. Sue Schuster is a corporate credit and profit acceleration coach who helps small business owners access funding, grow sustainably, and protect their personal credit. With over 20 years of experience as a business owner, Sue built, scaled, and sold a successful swim school, and her passion for small business started with her own journey as a competitive athlete and coach. Sue's strong athletic background taught her the discipline, resilience, and strategic thinking she now brings to her coaching, and through coaching technology and her trusted network of lenders. Sue helps businesses unlock real growth, often within 90 days. A passionate educator and natural connector, she brings real-world insight, energy, and clarity to every client she supports. So without any further delay, let's welcome the one, the only, super talented, super beautiful, the one who walked uphill to school both ways in the snow, barefoot, the one and only Sue Schuster. Welcome to the show. How are you doing, Sue?
Pretty good. I don't know if I walked uphill both ways to school in the snow. I think that's a little older than me, but maybe.
But it still works. And if you like that it works, click the link down below so that you can leave comments on the live. So thank you and by the way, if you're on the live, you thrive. And if you're on the replay, you get to play again. And thank you. We appreciate you. Give us some hearts and some likes so that we know that you're getting impact. So without any further delay, let's welcome and just start right off the bat here. Now, we talked a bit about this. So I just want to know, like, how'd you find your way into becoming a business coach?
It's been the goal for quite some time, but it took me a while to get there. So being a business owner for so long, my head was down and I did the best I could with what I knew. And I didn't know, of course, what I didn't know until I kind of sold the business. And then I made my way into the financial industry. And that wasn't for me. That's just, that's for some people, but not for me. And then I was like, well, I learned so much being a business owner. I think I can help other ones. And then as I became a business coach and I learned all the tips and tricks and everything that's over here in the world, I'm like, well, everybody needs to know about this. So now not only became something fun and something I wanted to do, but it became a passion. I'm like, I need to get the word out.
I love it. Love it. So now you talk about owning a swim school, which I think is fascinating because I owned a karate school, and being an instructor and a teacher and a coach, and I'm watching these children grow and become the next version of themselves. That was always for me the funnest part of owning a school. So how did athletics change your life and help you to become as like a resilient as a business owner?
Well, okay, I'm back.
Oh, good. Okay, I was wondering.
That my internet went wonky for a second. All right.
Yes,
So being an athlete, you learn so many things, and it's not whatever a sport, doesn't matter. Just learning how to deal with others, learning about yourself, learning how you learn. So when my children went and did their athletics and were heavy into softball, it wasn't
Yeah.
how did you pitch? How did you hit? It was what did you learn today? What did you accomplish? What did you overcome? So all of those things, huge fan of athleticism. And you don't even
Yeah.
have to be good. Has nothing to
Yeah.
do with it. You just have to work hard, learn about you, get better at whatever it is. It does not matter the sport or if it's music or anything else, just something you're learning and growing as an individual will translate into adulthood. And it always doesn't work out as you thought it to. You don't win every game. You don't do the right thing all the time, and you just learn and move on. And that translates into the rest of your life. So huge fan of child athletics.
Fantastic. I love it. And so, you know, what are the next steps, and what does your future look like considering what you're going into now?
So the future is definitely to impact as many small to medium-sized business owners as I can.
Yeah.
So I want them to be able to grow and change and take little risks, maybe big
Yep.
risks, and be able to move forward with what they're doing,
Hmm.
and to not fear that they're going to lose their house or they're going to lose their retirement or their kids' college savings funds or things like that. So they can really go after their business and not worry about their personal so much.
Got it. I love it. And so the different example of a success story that you can share with us, like without divulging anybody's names.
Sure, of course.
Hmm.
So we have grown corporate credit and credit on businesses with zero revenue
Yep.
that they use their own personal expenses for, and then they can buy trucks. Um,
Mm.
Others have grown on their EIN number their own credit and then utilized it to help another spouse or a friend or somebody start a business with their credit, and then they just paper the loan over. So there's all kinds of ways to actually, flippers love this, that they
Mm.
can utilize their EIN numbers for each of their properties and then go secure more properties. So there's amazing ways that corporate credit can actually,
Ah, wow. Oh, that's
yeah,
beautiful. I love hearing that.
it's
There's a victory
huge.
bell for that.
If
Hmm.
you can just think of a way that you can stop personally guaranteeing things, for instance, um, many of the tradesmen
Yep.
they leverage their personal all the time. And then if they want to buy their own car or they want to go buy their own house, they almost can't, or they have to prove that this is all on their business side because they've leveraged their social security number to do all of their business stuff. So just separating them is huge, and the
Yeah.
ramifications are enormous.
Hmm. And not only that, as a business owner myself and a coach, like you understand, like every year the IRS always pays me back. I always get money back because you have line items, you have things that are tax shielded because of your business expenses, and there are legitimate business expenses that you can use, and a lot of them just go overlooked if you don't know about them. Plus, as you know, if you structure your business, whether it's a C corp, S corp, or something else, if it's an LLC, you need to find out what is the tax structure that works best for you as well. If you're a solopreneur, you can start out with your own social security number, but once you start hiring people, you really need something a little bit more robust so that you can actually start to make it into a business and not a hobby. And that's where the
Right.
IRS will start saying, is it a real business or is it a hobby that you're trying to take advantage of? Don't do that. Make it a real business, because that's the goal. That's the American dream, right?
Of
Is to
course.
be your own boss and just capitalize from that in a good way to help people. So beautifully said. I love it. Tell me a little bit more about before we shift gears here. Just who would be your perfect audience? Who would you love to connect with?
Well, just you and I have come from the same space, being a business
Yep.
owner that helps young people be the best. And I just love those type of business owners. So whether it's a dance school, karate, gymnastic, cheer, piano, doesn't matter, tutoring. I mean, I just love working with those people. But anybody with an EIN, anybody
Hmm.
who's willing to learn, the tradesmen also are fantastic people. I say men, but it could be women.
Yeah.
They just don't know what they don't know yet. So as long as they're willing to learn, anybody with an EIN can do this. Professionals, as in like lawyers and doctors and whatnot, through plumbers, through med spa people. It doesn't matter. Anybody with an EIN. I just want to work with great people.
Awesome. I love it. Okay. So now in that line, like you also have the gift that you want to share with everybody. Please take a look down below, folks, at the link. Make sure you click it. And you know, what is it that they're going to get when they receive this?
Sure. It's a lot of information about what corporate credit is. So it talks about the myths about it, that it's too hard, that it doesn't actually work. These things, those are myths, not true. It explains a little bit about the three big reporting agencies, Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax. And then it tells you a little bit how to grow corporate credit. The key to it is knowing what vendors actually report, because 95% of what you're doing for business doesn't get reported to the big three. It gets reported to some middle stage.
Yeah.
So that's what you're going to get. And there's a link on the bottom if you want to pursue and look more into it.
All right. Beautiful. There it is. All right, folks, there it is. There's that link down below. Make sure you grab it and make sure you start to, you know, really finance your business the way that it deserves and the way that it needs. All right. So let's shift gears a little bit. It's what I call the softer side of Sears, and just getting to know you as a person, because I always say that people join a person, not a business. So tell me more. Tell me about you. Just, you know, where did you grow up and how did you grow up?
So grew up in a middle-class family in Pennsylvania, and sports. So what I did was lots of sports. My mother asked me if I wanted to play softball, to which I said not enough running. So I went to, field hockey player, gymnast and swimming together makes diver. I mean, all the things. I did all the things, and extremely busy as a child. I did have some little bit of trouble in school, having a little bit of a learning disability that, again, sports taught me how to overcome, and also gave me the confidence that I can do great things. I mean, if you ever do Peloton, it says you can do great things and you're capable of hard things, and it's so true.
Wow.
And then what else? So that's where I grew up. I went to Boston University on a field hockey scholarship. And then I went into PE. So I taught middle school and elementary school PE for a few years before the swim school, and then did that for 19 years. It's fantastic.
Nice.
And one of the great things about swimming in particular, I mean, you watch the children grow and become confident, wonderful people.
Oh, I love
One
it.
thing that we did was actually save lives. For sure, save lives. We would have reports of children saving their siblings, or
beautiful.
all kinds of things like that. Like a little one would go into the pool, and the big sister would either go get the younger one and swim.
Looks like we have another internet drop really quick. So for those that are still watching on the replay, make sure you grab one of our tickets to victorymindsetacademy.com. You get a free course there that will help you to shift your mind. And so that's why we do that. All right. Welcome back. Continue. It happens. That's how you know it's live.
Nobody's even home. And like my adult children aren't stealing all the Wi-Fi.
All good. All good. So let's move on then. I mean, that's amazing. And like I remember for me really starting my sports journey like in high school and doing track. I tried soccer, I was no good. I tried basketball, I was not very good. I joined track and cross country, and then I got pretty good at that. And then I realized because I joined karate a couple years before, the track cross country was helping me with my heart, with my cardio so much. I could out-train, outlast most of the people that were in the ring with me. That gave me a competitive advantage. And then end of junior year, I was getting tired of cross country. I wanted to try something else. My track coach thought, "Hey, Roger, you're very flexible. Why don't you try high hurdles?" Well, I did that, and I pulled my hamstring. So then senior year was kaput. That was it. That was no more track cross country.
I have a brief track story as well. So I did the 4x1, I did the 100, I did the 100 hurdles, 300 long jump. And I'm standing there with because they just allowed females to do pole vault. And I'm standing there with the pole vault. And my coach comes over, is like, "Sue, what are you doing?" "I'm pole vaulting." Yeah. What do you mean? "I'm pole vaulting." He's like, "Oh, no. You've got enough. You don't need any more. No pole vaulting for you." I was highly annoyed. I mean, I remember the conversation. attention.
Um,
Like, what do you
mm,
mean I can't pole vault? Sure I can.
why not? Yeah, exactly. Like I would say yes. There was I remember trying pole vaulting also, like, and I said, oh, it was too hard for me. I had from karate, like my leg strength was in like the 99th percentile, but my arm strength was in like the 30th percentile. Not very strong upper body strength, but I was built like a cross country guy, and it showed. But oh man, it was good for karate though. It was beautiful. Strong legs, fast arms, and that it worked for Bruce Lee. It worked for me. Um, tell me a little more about growing up. Was there any sort of like a movie or a book that helped inspire you to become who you are today?
Not growing up. I just
Hmm.
kind of
Or recent?
fell and just kept going. The what inspired me a lot in business though was the traction book. That was a
Yeah,
phenomenal read and to learn how to business better. And at that point, I was like in the trenches of my business, and I didn't really
yeah,
take much time to learn as I should have. But that book has been fantastic.
yeah. I like it. Um, and I remember, I think my first personal development book years ago, the 23 indisputable laws of leadership by John Maxwell. And I'm a big John Maxwell fan. So anybody out there that's a Maxwell fan, he's always got books coming out every couple of years. Great leader. What about favorite music? What's your jam? What kind of like really fires you
You
up?
know, you think Pennsylvania, I wouldn't really like country, but I like
Yeah,
country. And I
really.
just went to
Okay.
yeah, I just went to Old Dominion concert. I've seen Jason
Oh, nice.
Aldean. I've seen haven't seen Zach Brown band, but
Hmm.
like to go to those, and my husband does as well. So those are what we tend to go to. But if I'm in the car sometime, I was just listening to the Beatles and classic vinyl, and then I'll hit Lithium on Sirius. So I do bounce around a lot. But the
Love it.
go-to is actually country.
I love it. Very cute. All right. I remember right now, like was it last year or the year before when like Beyonce won for a country music album of the year. I thought, wow, that's fascinating because now I much more so in more recent years than in like say like 30 years ago, country really has become more pop, more mainstream, and it's
Right,
less
yeah, and we're
like
not talking Johnny Cash country.
no, it's not the twangy country from back in
Right,
your
right.
grandpa's days. It's actually very like it's I I like uh I like all kinds of music. And some of the country that I do like, it's more because of the storytelling. You really hear a
Mm,
good story in the songs, and I think
mhm.
that's why people really resonate with that. So if you resonate with that, make sure you put that down below. I want to hear from you. What about what's a fun fact about you that maybe people don't know?
Oh, I love backpacking. I like
Oh yeah.
if I have my computer and if I have my phone, I'm working. That's just how it
Hmm.
goes. So if I want to completely disconnect, I need to take those things from myself, which I do.
Yeah.
And one backpacking trip, I do go to the Grand Canyon.
Hmm.
And one day I step right next to a snake. Like, literally step next to
Oh
a
boy.
snake, and I ste well, the guide went first because they said I'm not allowed to do this alone, which is probably a good idea. So I was with the guide goes through the reeds first, literally right next to the Colorado River. I go
Yeah.
right after him, person behind me yells, "Snake!" And then "What
Hmm.
color is it?" "Pink." Pink rattlesnake, only found in the Grand Canyon. I had stepped inches from it.
Wow.
So then the story goes, so
Ooh.
then the snake goes off, and I was now walking next to the guy going, "So, what had happened if the snake bit somebody?" He's like,
Yeah.
"Well, if it bit me," being the guide, he's like, "Well, we would just wait. If it bit you, then we would try the sat phone, and that may or may not work." I'm like, "Oh, fantastic."
Yep. Yep. Well, I hope you have a nice flare gun somewhere that they can shoot off and get some help. Maybe someone
Yeah,
in hang glider will fly
that's
down.
gonna happen. So
Oh, I
anyway,
know.
uh,
Hmm.
that I'm definitely adventurous. I've jumped out of planes. I've done lots of Spartan races and
Oh,
triathlons and
nice.
whatnot. I keep busy. I have to. Keeps me
Yeah.
sane.
I've done a lot of like a 5K races. I've done seven triathlons. I have not done a Spartan race yet, but they look like a lot of fun.
They
So
are.
at one point, I definitely have to try that. That looks like a lot of fun. So let's think here. So now, tell me a little bit about like I'm always fascinated by this question. What is your favorite food?
Uh, all of them.
Yep.
I'm not going to say pizza or crabs because what could you eat all the time? None of it. I like a lot of things all the time. So
Yeah.
occasionally I'll go just vegetarian and be like, I don't want to eat meat for a week. And then other times it's give me a
Yeah.
steak. So all the things.
Gotcha.
Yeah, all the things.
Okay. I like it. Okay. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. Hello, Whole Foods. Yeah. Give me like a VIP deluxe package in the green room, please. All right. Good. All right. So there you go. There's my totally real call, and you're gonna get I set up in the green room with a whole ton of food of all different varieties, and so it's like it'll be like the old country buffet on the air, and you'll have a
Oh,
good time
very
with
nice.
it.
Very nice.
Yeah. All right. So before we shift gears again, I just want to ask you, like, what is it that you want people to recall about you?
I want them to be empowered to know that they can separate their personal business expenses. And I want to help them on their journey. And I want to get them the lending they need. So anything a small business owner needs and doesn't even know they need to ask yet, I want them to contact me.
Beautiful. I love it. All right. Thank you, Sue. You've been amazing. There's her gift link down below. Again, make sure you grab it. And we're going to see you all right after we send Sue to the green room. And I hope she saved me some food. So, Sue, thank you for that. And there's a link. Make sure you grab that. And by the way, folks, if you want to start changing your life, the best way to do it is to make sure that you make a big splash.
When you throw a rock into a lake, what happens? Oh, there's a splash. You make an impact, and then you get waves. And then you don't know where those waves are going. Those waves are going past around the reeds, and you don't know where that impact is. So all of you out there, when you're on stage, you don't know where your impact is going to end. It's never going to end.
All right, folks, in this day's edition of 60-Second Mind Shift, here's what we want to ask you. Where's your financial thermostat? Yes, this is a real question I'm asking you because a lot of us don't realize we're broke. That's right. Say someone who's making $20,000 a month. That's great. They're making a lot of money, but then they're spending $21,000 a month. Guess what? You're actually broke because what's happening is you're spending the money as fast as it's coming in. You're not building wealth. You're not building long-term legacy. You're not leveraging your finances in a way that is helping you expand and make more impact in the future. And if that's happening to you, it doesn't matter how much money you're making. If you're making $2,000 a month, if you're making $20,000 a month, if you're spending it as fast as it comes in, you're broke. So how do we reset that financial thermostat? Well, first thing is this. Have you saved up 6 months of salary, 12 months of salary in case of a severe emergency in your life? If the answer is no, well, it's something to start thinking about. What about, do you have something, do you have a whole variable flex vehicle with a death benefit that you can borrow against so that way you have instant credit on your terms? If you don't have that, consider having something like that. Suppose you have a home equity loan. That's another way you can take out money. And I'm going to segue into what Sue had said. Why not learning how to use your credit in ways that helps you advance your business, right? All right, folks, there's our 60-second mind shift. Reset your financial thermostat, and let's see what Sue is up to. Sue, welcome back. And how was the food? Did you say anything?
Delicious.
All right, great. So Sue, what do you think about that 60-second mind shift? What would you add to it?
I would add there's a definite way to separate your business and personal expenses. You need to separate them, whether it's, you're probably already doing the bank account thing, hopefully. I did talk to somebody who said they had a business and they didn't have an EIN, to which I said, you don't have a business, even though she was making a ton of money. But yeah, you got to separate, and you can separate it. And if you don't separate it and you pierce the corporate veil, if it still says LLC and you've got a truck or something on your business, but then it gets in an accident and you personally guarantee it, who actually owns the truck? Who's getting sued? So if you don't personally guarantee your loans anymore, it stops at your business.
Gotcha. I love it. Thank you so much, Sue. That's been amazing. And last question of the day, Sue. If someone gave you a blank check with unlimited resources, what is your grand vision to change the world?
I would love to help the youth and educate them and start easy sports things for them to do, all kinds of sports, all kinds of opportunities that would be free for the youth to do. Because I think if we get our youth going in the right direction, then the whole country will go in the right direction.
Oh, I love it. Beautifully said. All right. Thank you so much, Sue. You've been amazing. And as always, this is Coach Raja. Don't fake it till you make it. Instead, believe it and become it. And we'll see everybody on the next show. Bye-bye. All right. So, Sue, quick 3 questions for you for your testimonial. Then we're out of here. Number 1, why do you want to be on the show today? What kind of started this for you?
I just thought it was a great opportunity to get the word out.
Awesome. And what was your biggest takeaway from the training or the show? Any part of the day?
That doing podcasts and these live things are fun.
Yes. Aren't they? They're so much fun. I love it. All right. Last question. And totally unbiased. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much would you recommend me to somebody else's stage?
Like a 7 or 8.
All right. We're good to go. All right. Thank you, Sue. Podcast team knows what to do here. And we are off.